I squeezed in to see the Van Gogh exhibition at the National Gallery before it finished at the weekend. I actually got to see it twice last week. When I was first interested in art, back in the 1980s, I went to every exhibition, and there were lots of Impressionist exhibitions, post-Impressionists. We're lucky in London to have many examples of Impressionism and post-Impressionism in the collections of the major galleries. And I really appreciated how radical this work was. But then I got bored with it. I saw too many of the exhibitions. The exhibitions were always crowded, and obviously we have this kind of chocolate box association with Impressionism and post-Impressionism, and this devalued it. And this was how I viewed Van Gogh. The sunflowers in the National Gallery I've seen many times over the years. Every time I walk past in the National Galleries these days, there's people standing there taking selfies with it. It just feels like it's lost its potency as an artwork. Over the years, the work of Van Gogh has become ubiquitous. It's on t-shirts, it's on mugs, it's on calendars, it's on chocolate boxes. Paintings can really become dulled by this kind of overexposure. And that's why the National Gallery's Van Gogh exhibition was so striking. It managed, for me at least, to make Van Gogh feel fresh and urgent again. I'm not sure whether the exhibition is brilliantly created or whether I haven't taken a good look at Van Gogh for too long, but I was really surprised how much I enjoyed the show. There's a fearless use of colour, the relentless emotional force of the brushstrokes, the way his art brims with both chaos and control. Seeing the works close up, the reminder of the raw physicality of his painting, how tactile it is, the layered texture of his oils, it really feels visceral, his work. The exhibition was completely sold out. I was lucky enough to visit twice last week, but both times it was so crowded. And this is one downside of a big exhibition like this. It's really not a way to enjoy artwork. Normally I don't like to go to shows that are so crowded, but this show was so good, it was a compromise worth making. It was helped by minimal labelling, so we didn't have people trying to push through to read the labels. There was just the title, nothing to read. This was a good move in the curation of this exhibition. There were some great works in this show. Firstly, Entrance to the Public Garden in Arles. This has a real contemporary look to it. Look at the detail of the leaves and the figure reading the newspaper. It really feels like a modern look to me. The next work that jumped out to me was Flowering Shrubs. I really loved the innovative use of strokes here. On close inspection, you really see the simplicity of the marks. This is really impressive. People always focus on Van Gogh's glorious use of colour, but I love some of his monochrome drawings. I really liked this, a corner of the garden of St. Paul's Hospital at Saint-Rémy. This is a really detailed drawing. I love it. Again, it looks contemporary. I love the detail. There's a really unique drawing style here. Again, with a park at Arles with the corner of the yellow house. The simplicity of the marks are just delightful. The marks are so simple, but when put together, it turns into something extraordinary. It's uniquely Van Gogh, this. It's so unmistakable. Next is the Weeping Tree. Again, very simple marks, but a much more complex pattern here. And some of the marks are really thick. There's a wide variation of tones. Some are really heavy. I want to do drawings like this. It's really inspirational. Next is Van Gogh's Chair, and this is another work I've seen a lot because it's in the National Gallery's collection. I actually enjoy this work much more than I enjoy the sunflowers. I think the chair is absolutely fantastic. The way that the angles are all wonky and not correct, but somehow it really works. I do have a bit of a problem with this particular painting. The floor feels problematic to me. It bothers me more that the perspective of the lines isn't right compared to the perspectives on the chair. I'm not really sure why. Perhaps the eye can forgive and enjoy one wonky object, the chair, but it can't reconcile two with including the floor. I don't know. Next was the wonderful Starry Night over the Rhone. doesn't Van Gogh do a beautiful starry night? There's something about the way he paints light, and particularly something about the way he paints stars. It's absolutely fabulous. And then the reflections on the water. It's not realistic, it's not figurative, but it is realistic in terms of the emotional representation of the beauty of a view like this. Next was olive trees. This painting really blew me away. I found the sun just amazing. I looked at it for ages. It's full of the most wonderful energy. I really think it's interesting why Van Gogh made the decision to show only part of the sun. Look how thick the paint is. It's almost like a sculpture. The next work was The Sower. Again, look at the sun in this painting. It's just incredible. The painting really has that end of the day feeling. I just love the overall impression this painting gives. And there's a little bit of social realism here with the worker perhaps ending his day in the field. Next was The Bedroom. This is also classic Van Gogh. We can compare this with Van Gogh's chair, where I had the problem with the floor. This painting doesn't have anything that disturbs me. All of the wonkiness here really works. Again, this is uniquely Van Gogh. No one else looks like this. I was a bit taken aback by how thrilling it was to see this work for real, to see the detail, to see the layering of the paint. Just gorgeous. And then we come to the sunflowers. Obviously, I've seen this work a lot in the National Gallery over the years. I'm not really sure why it's so popular. For me, it doesn't have the beauty of the stars, of his suns, of his chairs and beds. What we did get in this exhibition was 2 sunflowers. The right-hand one was from the Philadelphia Museum of Art, so it was a unique opportunity to see these 2 sunflowers side by side. Overall, this was either a fantastic collection of Van Gogh's work, or I just haven't seen him properly for a while. Either way, I really felt his genius. I really felt his connection to that spark, that creative energy. And he turned the paintings out so quickly, like a man on a mission. Most of this work was produced during a 2-year period. I'm so glad that I didn't let my tired but wrong attitude of him get in the way of me taking another good look at his work and loving what I saw. Real poetry. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.